Hey, you won't believe what happened to me. Picture this. A fancy Chicago restaurant, all twinkling lights and clinking glasses, packed with family and friends to celebrate my daughter Claire's law school graduation. I'm sitting there, beaming with pride in my favorite emerald green dress, when my husband, Michael, stands up to give a toast. 25 years we've been together, and I'm expecting him to gush about Claire, our brilliant girl in her cap and gown. Instead, he raises his glass, looks straight at me, and says, "Sarah, I'm done with this marriage. I'm starting over." The room freezes. Forks stop mid-bite. Conversations die. 40 pairs of eyes ping-pong between me and Michael, waiting for the meltdown. Tears, yelling, maybe a dramatic storm out. I can feel Claire tense beside me, her graduation cap tilted like it's holding on for dear life. In the corner, I spot Rachel, Michael's 32-year-old colleague, shifting in her seat, her red lipstick practically screaming guilt. Our so-called friends, who clearly knew about his affair, stare at their plates like they've never seen shrimp cocktail before. But me? I don't cry. I don't shout. I smile. "Well, Michael," I say, my voice steady as a rock. "Thanks for being so upfront." I reach into my purse, pull out a slim black envelope, and slide it across the table to him. His smug grin falters. "What's this?" he asks, like he's just been handed a live grenade. "Something to read later," I say, all calm and collected. I turn to Claire, whose face is pale as the tablecloth. "Sweetheart, I'm so proud of you. This is still your day." Then I stand, smooth my dress, and look at the stunned crowd. "Please enjoy the evening. Thank you all for coming." I walk out, head high, feeling every eye on my back as the glass doors swing shut behind me. The Chicago night air hits me, crisp, alive, like it's waking me up. Behind me, I hear the doors burst open again, and there's Michael, his voice all high-pitched and frantic. "Sarah, what the hell is in this envelope? What did you do?" I keep walking, a tiny smile creeping onto my face. That envelope? It's the start of something I've been planning for months. And let me tell you, it feels good. Let's rewind a bit. I'm Sarah Thompson, 50 years old, and for 25 years, I've been the backbone of our family. I put my dream of opening an art gallery on hold to raise Claire and prop up Michael's career as a real estate developer. I managed our finances when his genius investments, like that doomed eco-resort, tanked. I worked late nights as a freelance art curator to pay for Claire's tuition when he swore we were stretched thin. My own dreams? Always pushed to someday, after Claire settled, after Michael's stable. 5 months ago, I noticed something off in our bank accounts. Small transfers to a name I didn't know, hotel charges in Miami, jewelry receipts I never saw. Michael kept saying we needed to cut back for retirement. I'm no accountant, but I've always been sharp with numbers. Something wasn't right. I could have confronted him, but I held back. Call it a gut feeling. Instead, I started digging. What I found? Worse than I imagined. Michael had been funneling money to a secret account for over a year. He was wining and dining Rachel, booking weekend getaways, even putting a deposit on a condo in Miami Beach. Then I found his emails, careless, left open on his laptop. Plans to leave me after Claire's graduation. Messages about finally being free. Texts to Rachel about their new life starting the day after the celebration. He wanted to announce it publicly, thinking I'd be too shocked to react. What he didn't know was that I'd signed a prenup 25 years ago, back when my family's art collection was worth more than his startup dreams. That prenup, which he insisted on to protect his future, had an infidelity clause. Big mistake, Michael. While he plotted his grand exit, I was 3 steps ahead. I hired a lawyer, tracked every shady transfer, and gathered proof of his affair. Receipts, emails, even a flirty voicemail he didn't know I'd saved. I filed for divorce the morning of Claire's graduation, timing it so he wouldn't see the papers until after his little stunt. That envelope I handed him? A copy of the filing and a note about the prenup's terms. Game on. I didn't go back to the restaurant. I drove to our brownstone in Lincoln Park, the one Michael had already promised Rachel in an email he didn't know I'd read. The house felt like a museum of our life. Claire's baby photos on the mantle, my old sketchbooks on the shelf, the dining table where we'd planned our future. But it wasn't ours anymore. Upstairs, I found Michael's suitcases, packed and hidden behind his suits, ready for his new start tomorrow. So predictable. His phone buzzed nonstop. Texts from Claire, friends, even Michael's sister, Emily, who'd flown in for the graduation. I only answered Claire. "I'm okay, sweetheart. Enjoy your day. I love you." I kept this from her to protect her final semester, but I knew she'd be upset I didn't tell her sooner. She's got my grit and Michael's charm, a killer combo that got her through law school with honors. 3 hours later, Michael's car roared into the driveway. He stormed into the living room, waving the envelope, his face beet red. "Sarah, what is this? Divorce papers on Claire's day?" I was on the couch, sipping tea, cool as ever. "Seems like the perfect time, since you were ready to announce your new life. I'm just helping you along." He scoffed. "The prenup's expired. No judge will care after 25 years. I raised an eyebrow. "Actually, Section 10 says the infidelity clause lasts the entire marriage. Your lawyer might have caught that, if you'd bother to hire one before today." His jaw dropped. That prenup was about to cost him the house, most of our savings, and his share of the real estate firm we'd built together. He sank onto the couch, still clutching the papers. "This is vicious, Sarah, after everything we've been through." I leaned forward. "You mean after I held us together while you blew our money and planned your escape with Rachel? Yeah, I'm done with that." His phone buzzed, Rachel probably wondering why he wasn't at their Miami-bound rendezvous. He ignored it. "What about Claire? You're destroying her family." My voice sharpened. "Don't you dare. You weren't thinking of her when you booked that condo tour with your girlfriend." I grabbed my purse and a small bag I'd packed. "I'm staying at Emily's tonight. You've got until tomorrow evening to clear out. A locks change at 6. As I walked out, his phone buzzed again. He groaned, muttering about Rachel already moving into the condo. I turned. "Oh, about that condo? The application was flagged for credit issues. I handled the call when the agent rang our home phone." His face went white, and I left him standing there, his perfect plan in tatters. Emily's loft near the university was all warm wood and bookshelves. She hugs me tight. Claire called. "She's livid with Michael." I sighed. He wanted to humiliate me in front of everyone, thinking I'd just take it. He didn't know I was ready. Emily poured us wine. "What was in that envelope?" I told her. The divorce filing, proof of his financial gains, and the prenup that'd sink him. She laughed. He pushed for that prenup to protect his money. Poetic justice. Claire showed up an hour later, still in her graduation dress, eyes puffy. "Mom, why didn't you tell me?" she asked, hugging me like she was 5 again. "I didn't want to ruin your big day," I said, brushing her hair back. "Your dad took care of that anyway." We sat in Emily's cozy den, and I spilled everything. How I found the affair, the secret accounts, Michael's plan to ditch me post-graduation. Claire's face hardened. Good. Let him crash and burn. My phone pinged. A text from my lawyer, Karen. The judge had frozen our joint accounts, leaving Michael with just his personal funds, barely enough for rent. The condo deal? Canceled. Rachel's dream getaway? Done. The next morning, Michael showed up at Emily's with Rachel, trailing behind, looking like she'd rather be anywhere else. "Sarah, unfreeze the accounts," he barked. "We can work this out like adults." Claire stepped in front of me. "You don't get to talk about adult after you humiliated Mom at my graduation." Rachel touched his arm. "Michael, maybe we should go." He shook it off. "No, Sarah's being irrational." Emily crossed her arms. "You're the one who cheated and lied, Michael." I stayed calm. The account stayed frozen until the hearing in 3 days. The prenups ate tight. Rachel turned to him, eyes narrow. You said the money was safe. What else haven't you told me? Oh, the cracks were showing. I couldn't help myself. Did he mention the condo lease fell through? I sorted that with the agent. Rachel's face fell, and Claire said, Get out, Dad. They left, Michael's shoulders slumped, Rachel's heels clicking angrily.